Would your life make an interesting board game? Okay. Oh, mundane chore card. Okay. It's Thursday. Take out the trash.
Mundane chore card. Clean my room.
Have you cleaned your room?
I hate this game.
But what if your life was that of an attractive, fictitious Californian? In that case, I bet it would. And I'm not the only one taking that bet. In 2006, Cardinal Industries published the OC television show board game, based on the then popular Fox television show of the same name. In this episode of Pair of Dice Paradise's Thrift Sift series, where I discuss games that I pick up at local thrift stores because they look interesting, bizarre, or a combination of both, we explore a game based on this outstanding cultural touchstone. So, pour yourself a tall glass of teen melodrama, because it's the OC television show board game, right after the Thrift Sift opening credits. In the OC television show board game, you will encounter attractive, opulent Californians, roll a die, visit an ATM, and go surfing. Now that may not be the correct order, but really that's not what's important. If we find ourselves playing the OC television show board game, we have other considerations to deal with. Now, before we go onward, courageously taking a look at this game, I need to give full disclosure. I must offer confession that I haven't watched one episode of the OC television show. I don't even know what the OC and OC stands for. If I had to take a guess, I don't know, I'd conclude that this game is about organic chemistry, omnipotent cats, Oliver Cromwell, or an ornery cephalopod in an octagon cage match with plenty of octopus carnage. Ooh, cool! Well, if that's the case, then this is going to be the most incredible board game review that the cosmos has ever seen! Ha ha! Okay, let's go check Wikipedia for an official confirmation. Here we go. The OC is a teen drama series about a family residing in the affluent oceanside community of Newport Beach, California, dealing with the cultural clash between the idealistic Cohen family and the shallow, materialistic, and often closed-minded community in which they're cast. The series includes elements of postmodernism and functions as a mixture of melodrama and/or comedy. Huh. Yeah. Well, how could you not turn that into a board game? It practically writes itself. Well, optimistic confusion aside, let's open up this obnoxious container and see what original content it includes. Now, first, as with any game obtained on Thrift Sift, my own copy may be incomplete, but the OC television show board game includes the following. Game board, 56 cast trivia cards, mine did not include this, 24 cast survey cards, mine did not include this, 28 show deck cards, mine did not include this, money, nope, didn't include this either, 4 playing pieces, which were not included, and a die, mine did not include this. Well, that's 99 cents I'm never getting back. But fortunately, other copies of this game are so plentiful at thrift stores that I was able to go off campus and pick up a couple more of the OC television show board games before I even ran out of cash. So, now that I've acquired all the obligatory components, let's find out how to play. Place the board by all players, shuffle the cast cards and place them near the board, photo side up. Each player chooses a moving piece and places it on start. On their turn, the active player casts the die and moves that number of spaces orthogonally clockwise. The player to their left then picks up the top orange cast card and, if it is a trivia card, reads the corresponding question. If the active player answers correctly, they collect $5,000. Then they take the cast card and their turn concludes. But if the cast card contains a survey question, the active player must now conduct a survey of all the other players. For example, Chaz may give the outlandish cross-examination. Which of you has watched the most OC episodes? All competitors then secretly compose their answers and then reveal them and openly confer. The active player gets $5,000 for every answer that matches their own. And any player who matched the active player's answer also gets $5,000. The first player to collect cards for 6 cast members and accumulate $100,000 wins! Congratulations! Now, a roll and move trivia board game based on a melodramatic postmodern TV show may not sound like the most exciting, entertaining, even remotely playable, original concept in the world. And perhaps I'm being overtly critical, but to me, the idea sounds off-putting, certifiable even. But au contraire, they have considered this objective concern. The rules actually suggest watching the OC television show while you play the OC television show board game. Apparently, this game is best played while simultaneously distracting yourself with another activity while you play it. Encouraging your only customers to do something else more entertaining while they use your product? I have to admit, that oozes craftiness. Organized crime couldn't have come up with a more oppressive coercion. All right. So, what's our conclusion on the OC television show board game? Well, not to sound like an old curmudgeon, but if this was an opinion column, I'd call it obscene claptrap. Ugh. Offensive? Certainly. But opportunity's calling, so it would be obstinately careless of me not to do so. And perhaps I'm being too obtuse. Clarification. In summary, if your life wouldn't make for an interesting board game, then don't fret. Because even the lives of the outgoing characters in the OC television show didn't either. So, of course, the obvious consequence is that there's hope for all of us. Of course, I'm on call for any online comments debating the opposite case, and I'll even try not to take them out of context, because that would leave my optimism crushed. But for now, this off-color episode is over. Concluded.
California, here we come, right back where we started from. California.
If we find ourselves playing the OC television show board game, we have other considerations to deal with.